Okay, this is our image. This is our image. Everyone see that? Okay, now we get this from Photos for Artists with a 4. Now they're free and there's no copyright. You just donate a little bit if you're in the mood. And it's fantastic because it's all over the world and there's a pretty good selection. And what I like about it, they're not finished photos where all the thought process is taking place. You have to come in and add to it. And I took this one particularly because I want to work on, I want to show you how to do water and how we handle water, which is going to be difficult. Okay? All right, the most important thing that I'm going to teach you is I want everyone to learn to do thumbnail sketches. They don't have to be any bigger than this. It's the hardest thing I have to teach. It's unbelievably difficult because everyone wants to go right to the page and they start to draw. So we're going to analyze this thing, and what happens, what you don't want to do theoretically is divide the picture in 2 parts. You're going to make an executive decision. You're going to either have more sky or more land. Okay, so here I'm going to make my decision. I'm going to come up here. I'm going to have more water and land. And then we have a nice architectural form. Now this is, it looks like it's European, and it's wonderful. There's so many things we can do with that. So I'm keeping my sketch small because I want you to keep your sketch small, because we're going to find solutions and we're going to be able to enlarge and come in, enlarge and move. The student always goes to the extreme when he does a drawing. I don't know, we're programmed that way. So let's start with our drawing. I'm going to go as quick as I can so we don't lose time. All right, we have this beautiful form. I'm gonna maybe have to make it a little bigger because there's a lot of drawing. And we're gonna go to a vanishing point, which is probably about here. And we're gonna draw this in. Now what I like about this, I'm gonna just keep talking about what I like and what I don't like. I like this verticality here, this form. It has a beautiful, I'm gonna come over here. Pull this over. Now this line here, this is our horizon line. This line goes over this vanishing point and it takes a line like this. Now what I would like to do is to play the vertical against the horizontal. I'm going to make this guy a little longer because we can. We are ordained to do whatever we want. So do it. Enjoy. I'm going to make it a little longer. It's a wonderful change of pace. This nice vertical and the horizontal, you want to go for that. All right, this is I'm going to keep it, I don't like that charcoal. All right, so I'm going to lay these guys in quickly. This is it looks like a really European, because they would always, with a new arrival in the family, they put on a wing. And see, now while I'm working this, while I'm drawing it, I'm appropriating and I'm feeling what could be done, what I should do. I'm not going to lose any time whatsoever. I'm going to pull that up. I'm going to pull this guy up. And voila. And I love chimneys. I love the verticals of the chimneys. Always use your chimney as a beautiful form. Okie doke. All right, so that could be. What do I like, I don't like? All right, so obviously I'm going to have to open up, because this is taking more room than I thought. All right, now I'm going to establish right away my light source. We're going to work with that all the way through. This is a halftone. I'm going to make a much stronger halftone than I have in the photo. Can you get that, Larry? See?
Yeah.
Okay, that's my halftone. This is a halftone on the roof. There's a wonderful, again, this is it's something we have to work through before we go to the drawing. So this is my halftone on my roof form, and I'm going to throw a beautiful cast shadow here. Now it's a nice dark rich color, and this is my halftone over here. Okay, voila. I'm going to pull those together because I'm working in watercolor already. All of this is going to be halftone back here. Beautiful halftone. Okay, da 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 da. And here I'm going to put my roof. I'm going to make sure that's darker than the others. And then this is all halftone. Voila. So essentially we have this and this, and we have a nice light form there. Now it's important that I built that because did you see those chunks of color? Mm-hmm. Now I want to do what I like here is there is a shrubbery that comes up here and it defines form. Okay, this is a perfect break here. Anytime you do a building coming into the ground, you don't want to just run it into the ground like that. It's just not attractive. And I'm going to use all the shrubbery that's there. Okay. Da, 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 da. This is a wonderful, this is what you want to do. Whenever you have architectural forms, you want an organic form. This thing is made to be beautiful. You want that organic form. You see all this mechanical stuff going? Organic. And at the same time, we're going to throw a beautiful light form right on top of that. Okay, voila. I'm going to really enhance this. And we're good to go. I'm going to break the form here. And I'm going to break the form here. All right, now what are we going to do now? What do we like here? Anytime you can, you want to have a narrative in your work. So you want the viewer to come into your work, go up here, and then maybe go around and go out. And sometimes we come over the hill. We do that. You've got to do it. You do it. You look for a narrative.
When you say narrative, do you mean where your eye moves?
Yeah, okay. Yeah. You're taking the viewer. You're giving them a road into the picture, going over here, and some really cool places.
So they can live there and stay there.
Yeah, yeah. The narrative is a word I use for lack of a better word.
No, that's good.
I'm going to use all of these European things in there because they're just cool, and it's exotic and it's wonderful. So enjoy. Just enjoy. That's what this is a flavor. Now when I do my roof, it's going to bend. This is going to move in space because they do, and that's European, and that's what we need. It's just attractive. Okay, one thing I love fences. I see there's a fence in this drawing. Blah, blah, da, da, da. Okay, cool. Anytime you have a fence here, try to throw it over here. Isn't it easy? That's not hard to do, right? What that does, it goes right through and it establishes your horizontal in the picture plane. It's a cheap shot, but go for it. Anything that's cheap, go for it. Go for it. Okay, now I'm going to come into the form. So they have wonderful. This has to be designed now. All of this. Now, what I want to do, this whole exercise is to show you how to paint water. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pull this form over here. I'm going to enlarge this form. And there we go. We're going to do something like this. And what I'd like to do is to tuck it around and out. All right? So this guy's going to come right down here. And I'll show you how to do this. I won't do it here. It'll take too much time. But we trace this. Once I do my drawing, my painting, we trace it. We flip it with a transparent, and we just repeat the form right here. Okay, let's continue. So anytime let's say you're going to go here and you want to jump into another area, you put a presqu'île. Presqu'île en anglais, c'est presqu'île.
Frisket?
Just a little jutty, something. That might be a jutty? Something like this. In nature, we have this. We have a thing that moves like that, and it kind of does this. And when you do a painting and you do that, it looks like it's not well drawn and it's not thought on. If you ever want to turn it, just all you have to do is like that, and the viewer buys into it. If there's a turn, just give a. You see, I laid that in, and then when I did that, you're okay. It makes sense. It's moving. This is generating your horizontal read. We're generating a horizontal read. This is a horizontal read. These are things we do to get the viewer to move
So
in
it
space.
establishes the different planes going back.
Exactly. Here we have a break, so I'll negotiate the cattails or whatever they are here. This is important. We have this, and we will paint everything. We'll paint everything here before we do the water, because what's in the water is going to be a mirror image of what's here. Okay, la da 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 da. I like this nice straight with all the organic forms. We may just throw, I love sometimes to have on the floor plan, some kind of a flower form, but not too much. All right, what do we want to say? This could be cool. This could be nice, abstract, simple read. Now, I want to infuse light in the back. We can use this tree form, and I like this too. I like it. If I didn't like it, I wouldn't use it. This has a nice warm color. We got a green color. I'm gonna make sure. I think I'll take it out of the plan. And then what I like to do over here is to frame up my painting. So we'll have a framed image. Okay, this guy will be, that'll be our read. We'll frame this up. It'll be in the water. All the sky, anytime you want to talk about sky, it's right here, kids. There's your sky right there. You don't need sky up here. You got it right here. We'll give the viewer all the sky he wants right down here. Okay? Now I think I'm going to open it up a little more. And yeah, I think that's just about it.
So on the right, is that tree?
This is a tree form. It's in the back.
Okay, so it's
And then it's going to be
basically you're catching the branches.
Yeah, and then what's going to happen, it's going to be dark, and that's what happens.
Oh,
There's a shelf on the sky. It's always darker on top than light. Okay? So here, now we're framing up our image. Okay? This is a darker form. We're framing up our image. We're
almost
framing
like a
up our
vignette.
image.
Like a vignette.
It's all going to be framed up, ready to go. Okay? This is going to come down here. Voila. Right? And there we go. There's our drawing right there. There's our painting. Now, anytime, sometimes when you have something like this, you can, I'm going to think about what I want to do over here. I think I'll try and break up some little busyness in here. Small forms, because that takes you around and out. Let's get some small forms over here and maybe a second read over here. Voila. We need that busyness that goes through, because that, how can I say, that this is constructed, this is made by hand, and there's something made by hand here, made by hand there. It just flows through space. I can't explain that. Of course, I could be wrong too. So, but that's how I feel about it. I just like to, if you sit at a house, the problem with this is that this house is kind of set in the middle of nowhere, all right? I just like to have some mechanical thing that kind of trails in the background. It just identifies the whole thing. That's my call, and I'm sticking to it. So my lightest lights are going to be right here, and that's cool. Right, lightest lights. Beautiful light in here. I'm going to accentuate that. And I want to get the light on that tree form over here. And there we go. Let's go now. Now I'm going to ask everyone nicely to do what I just did. And I'll work with you. I want you to take your drawing and go in and own it. Go and say, I want this, I don't want that. I want this size, I don't want that size. Okay? That's the difference between
So the
copying.
lightest lights are in the building
Yep,
form?
yeah,
and the-
yeah. In here, obviously. This has to be light back here to make this read. You have to keep your lights back here. And when it's in a nice dark area here, these highlights are beautiful in the water. Just wonderful. Okay, all right.
Are we all working on the same piece?
No, we'll be working. You can use this piece if you like, but if you have a piece you wanna negotiate.
How much did we this morning?
Yeah.
No, wow. Like a disaster waiting to happen.
It's a good one.
Did that one, yes.
What's that liquor for? Looks like I like that one. How do you make it?
Mm-hmm. No, well, I did, okay, that's up here. I don't know, maybe a lot of it doesn't, but yeah. I'm Laura. Laura, I'm Stephanie. Nice to meet you.
Now,
That's what you were
I'm sorry, I
doing.
didn't. All right, let me show you, okay, so, use your pencil to do your darks when they're like that, those little darks, okay? Because, if I had more time, it was a bigger painting, then I could come in and I've done that in commercial work, but you're gonna do like this, and that's gonna read enough for you, okay? Now, this is kind of a shortcut, and it does take more time, I guess, but I'm gonna do my background, I'm gonna lay it in one go, and just so it's easier for me, I'm gonna do this. And it's seamless this way. Just seamless. Now, I gotta do these guys quick because we got a lot to cover. I'm gonna try and do the best I can with the time. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna lay this in just for the heck of it. Because there's so little white. And sometimes when you have this, you put the Frisket on or the mastic, whatever it's called. What's cool is that when it comes off, this particular thing, there's a wonderful grain it's just built in. I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it.
So you're masking in all of the highlights?
I'm just going to get this outline because I'm going to paint this guy in. Another thing I want to do is I wish I'd designed more. I should have maybe done I like this clump. You see these clumps? You see these things? Change your pace to the mass. See that? Da 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 da. What's my next one? Let's go over here. And you don't want it to be boring. I'm going to get a smaller clump here, and then a nice big clump right in here. And we're going to go like this. Okay, so to own that, I'm going to do my... I was thinking...
Is that going to be in the video?
If I want to see Rob more often, I should take up with all. Yeah, then you can discuss all this editing it while you're golfing. You know, the guy's a professional. I mean, he wanted to be. He's really, really good. He plays golf with the people in the town, gives them points, and then, no, he's really good. Yeah. I don't like anyone's better than me, so.
Do you golf? I don't play with
No.
it. So the whole world's
I don't have time. I don't put time in. All right, now, did I do a good job? I don't know if I designed that well or not. No, I will just use that anyway as a all right, so now we can paint. Isn't that fun? Isn't that fun? So. That's all technical, kids. This is all technical. You've got to, if you're out and you're painting in the nature. Oh, incidentally, I put water on this early. I put it a couple times. I'm gonna have to move this. All right. So we made a decision to keep our lightness in the back. So we're gonna keep it real light. Let's see. I'm gonna see if I pull up enough paint. And all right, let's see what we got. Now, it would be kind of cool. Maybe I don't want a busy, I think I want to keep this simpler here. Because there's a lot going on. So that's your call, you know, obviously, because
So you don't sketch in the reflective house?
we paint everything here, and then we do that.
Then you'll sketch it in even? Or you'll just...
No, I'll trace it with tracing paper, flip the tracing paper and draw
so
it.
you're going to do that?
So that, because invariably, if you try to do this and think it through, it just doesn't work. All right, let's see, what would be fun? All right, let's just go. we'll go quickly. Just take it through.
What is this color?
And I'd like to break the color. And I shall. And what I like to do.
Ultramarine, Steve?
Yeah, no, that was cobalt. Now, we talk all the time about color variants. You just do it, I mean, I'm doing it, and I'll let you know how it works, but it just adds a little bit of charm. Take it over here. And I'm going to put just a little bit of shelf on that guy. I may take it down a tad.
What do you mean by shelf?
A deeper color on the top. Because I want to incorporate this
To stop the eye.
when I'm in my water down below. Okay, we're cool.
So you use cobalt and what?
And cobalt,
And what was the
cad red.
Okay.
When you look in the sky and it's
Yeah.
going down,
Yeah.
it's not alizarin crimson, forget it. And it's not an earth color or a Veneziana, forget it. It is cadmium red. I mean, that's a big secret. It took me a while to get it. But essentially, this is what it is. Cad red will do your thing for you. Because I tried everything forever. All right, let's continue. I'll get my little guy out of here. Now this is drying. This is going to start to pull. And the secret to this is to let it pull.
What do you mean by pull?
It'll pull into the paper. Yeah. Okay.
So you're looking for it to have the right amount of
Yeah.
wetness.
Yeah, no, I can't give you any. I'm going to start mixing my color. I didn't put any color out. I just put a lot of water in. It looks like it could work. I just like to get stuff going right away. I really don't do enough. Let's see, if I do that, I want to go to my. And there we go.
What green is this?
That would be
the
cool.
olive?
That's this olive green with my ultramarine blue.
Right.
And I'm going to throw that in when I'm ready. I'm just getting some stuff going. I'm going to get my base color going here. All right. Oh, I see a beautiful blue back there. Oh my God. I'm going to go for it. Let's go for it. Actually, this is my color right here. Now I'll pull in my green over here. As the base color, I want a little more aggressive. Because it is. I mean, that's not the way to go about it, but now I'm going to go to my warm color. And this is what we do right here.
You're painting that tree.
Yeah, yes, this is, we're shaking up the color, and that's what we do, right? Voila, basta così. Can do this.
Was that
do
burnt sienna
that.
that you dropped in there?
Pull this over. And you know what? Why don't we just enjoy and do this? I like it. I like it. I like it. Oh, I want this to come down, please. It's still a little wet. Still a little wet. Farther back it is, the more we get away with that. So let's just hold that. This is drying here. I'll lay my color mass in. Let's go with our yellows, that's fun. And we'll do like this.
So when you're doing trees, do you always start at the periphery of the tree and work towards the center?
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
No.
Okay.
Yes, I don't know. Just a minute, I'll be right there. I'll be right
You're
there.
kind of focused.
He's got to think.
No, I'm not, I don't want to screw this up. I feel that
Yeah.
people are watching me. And I get uptight. Every time you're painting, you see it's dry here and it wasn't dry there.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, it's good luck with this stuff. I don't know what you're doing here.
Now he tells us. That's the secret of the workshop. Good luck with this stuff.
Okay, what I want you to do and remember is to, at this point, this is gonna, sometimes I forget it, that's why I'm bringing this up.
Leave some ones.
I want you to do this right away.
All the trunks.
Okay? Now I'll continue to
Only on the
paint.
areas that are dry.
Yeah, and keep them open, keep them open. Okay. So, because I'm here, and I'm going to negotiate my darkest dark right here. Now I put a little shed in there, I talked about that earlier. I do stuff like that just for the heck of it. I'm going to do my darkest dark here, and it'll come over here. And I'll just pull, hoopla.
How did you create that darkest dark? What
It
colors?
was ultramarine blue and the olive green. Okay, now I'm going to go a little more into my blues as I move through space, and I got to kind of move. Thing is, the farther it is, you start. The farther it is, you. I'm going to get them over here. Voila, 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 voila. Farther away it is, the more it's soft. Okay. All right, now I'm going to just do this little guy, and it's already starting to go. I'm going to change brush. Go to my green because I just want to register the color before we go back into our blues. I'm going to open this up a little bit. And you know what? I'm going to open color here because I may want to use this in my painting. You know what would have been really smart if I did one of these and then I came back and you guys thought I knew what I was doing. Wouldn't have that been smart, you know?
No, it's really fun to watch you make
Yeah, the
choices.
Yeah, but watch me screw up,
and
I know.
kind of wonder about
Yeah.
those choices the way
Yeah.
we
And I love
would.
that process.
Yeah, you like to
So
see
there.
me screw up.
We
and
like to
say,
see you
"Oh,
suffer."
yeah, Steve." Now, what I like to do is put a top on this form. I just would because of the light hitting. Sometimes these don't work, but and I'm going to do it here too, just for the heck of it. All right. That's
And what
a nice
yellow is-
pastel.
So you're creating
Lemon yellow?
callbacks? Yes, just,
Yeah,
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 yeah.
yeah.
Great on that.
So now, again, I'm going to stress this.
But yes.
Oh, he does? So, because I don't see it here.
Callbacks or blues. Yeah.
Cat is the next one.
Oh, yeah, it is. Okay. But that
Yeah,
seems
so
to be
it's
the lemony
definitely
one,
lemon.
yeah.
Now, I could be wrong in doing what I'm doing here. It's only because I'd love to have a glow over here. That's my only reason of doing that. But you know, we own these guys, so you go for it. If you have a idea, just go for it. All right. Now, because I wanted to anchor, I want to anchor now. That's my, let's go in here. I'm going to just drop in a color. It's a great system, this, honest to God. All right, that's enough of that. Let it be, and let's finish over here. Now, this guy is totally dry. I don't like this finish. It's too definitive. And this is a little boring. All right, let's get this guy. I'm going to tuck him behind the form because that's my lightest white. And I have to get my... Don't go away. Could have done this earlier.
What are you looking for?
I have to replenish my color. There we go. I think I got enough.
That's your olive?
That's my sap green. The sap green
your
is,
sap.
is working much better. It depends on the
Oh, so
mark.
you're using a lot of sap in this?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, sap olive's the same. Sometimes your sap is more attractive than the olive. It depends on the paint. Who makes the paint?
Uh-huh.
You know what I mean? So when you get a good color, just go for it. All right, let's go. Let's not messing around, huh? All right, easy mix. Much too strong. And I'm going to go, I'm just going to lay it in. Da-da-da-da-da. I'd put another little Vigimo in here. That's what I do, I guess.
Is that English? Digimo?
Gizmo is loosely translated is Gizmo. Hey? You understand?
Yeah, it sounds a little Yiddish or something.
And now we'll go to our, oh, I gotta count them on. I'm gonna go over here. And voila. And just let this be. I would like to take this, you know, I may keep an opening here. That would be cool. I always like openings. I don't know why. It just creates interest that, you know, you just go through the form easier. I'm going to keep this nice and simple. I'd like to maybe support the base. I shall just support the base. And I'll take it over. There we go. You know what I'm gonna do? Don't tell anyone. I'm gonna put a back in the back here.
What is that?
Just there could be a mountain range, it could be anything. It's a color,
Okay.
just a color.
A distance color.
Yeah, right. You see, and that's fun, right? Are we having fun? We're having fun. There we go. All right, now we can start the boogie. All right, that was cool. Now, okay, what can I do now let's start doing, well, I'll just work down. Okay, the reason we do this is now I'm going to start doing the background, and as we come closer, to the viewer, we're going to become a little darker. This is what's the word? It seems like a little boring, but it has to be done. This kind of stuff. Here, let's get a nice clump of color right here. I want to read color. And I'm going to go here, and I think I'll pull that up. We can use, we can paint this color, a wooden color here, because I prepared this form to take color. Once I do this, it'll look like a fence. And that's all we need. All right, I'm almost done here. I'm going to go to my, let's see, just keep going here. I'm going to have to get a definite color mass right here. That's my richest color right there. So we prepared the painting. Prepared the painting. I keep that open. That's fine. That's fine. All right, now. All right, let's do the next step. Let's get rid of this guy. Someone took my, oh Jesus. You know, I'm gonna have to sleep here overnight. Let's break, Larry. Let's break.
Okay.
And I'm gonna get this all cleaned up. I'm gonna take I was gonna keep it, but I'm gonna take off all the stuff.
Oh.
I'm gonna take it off because it's not no big deal. Oop, I'm losing imagery. But that is such a great tool. It's so easy to work with. This
I'm going to have to revise
Molotov. What a weird name.
They have that one at the art store?
Yeah, oh yeah. I have them bringing a bunch of it. When I find something, I just, you gotta bring it in, and then he brought in the 2mm too, so that works good. There's things where you really can use it. It's fantastic. I took everyone that you had there and brought them home, brought them home, and went through every one, and honest to God, it's the best. It's really nice stuff. Okay. Now, wasn't that easier to do that and paint around it than to mess around as...
It's true.
Okay, now we have to really do our drawing properly. And you can't be out to lunch now, folks. This is the whole thing. You have to be precise and really keep in mind where your light source is. So let's go. All right. So you want a gray, and you don't want to be too. I'll just use some color I have here. I'm going to go to my cobalt because it's a little less aggressive. And I'm going to go to my earth color, complementary. I'm going to start working on a gray that could be. What I like to find is a middle gray that can move through space. Oh, you know what would be fun? Don't tell anyone, this is my secret. Just a little bit of mauve here. Tajira. All right, let's go. All
So that
right,
was-
so,
Cobalt, sienna, and mauve.
yeah, touch the sand. Then I went with just a little bit of the violet. All right, let's go. Now, when we turn the corner from light to dark, we always punch in our darkest dark at the corner. Now I'm gonna paint this whole area. And I'm gonna draw constantly. Never, I'm not gonna mess around here. All right. I'm gonna keep that, and I think I'll just take this off. And what would be really fun would be to drop in a nice warm color right in here. Is that going to be attractive? I don't know. Maybe a little redder. I'm going to see. Okay, then we're moving in space. Okay, that could be. Why not? And you know what I would do if I were painting this? I would touch a blue here. Pastel. This is what we did at Disney's. That's what I learned at Disney's, because we did New Orleans Square, and anyway, I don't want to get into detail with that, but this is beautiful. It's a beautiful piece of form. So go for it, enjoy it. Make it yours, make it other. It's not dark enough, so I'll just start over again. Now I know the color I used about. You want to keep in mind what you've done. It's a little piece of whatever, but it's going to give the painting its beauty. I'm going to come over into the tree form. And da-da-da-da-da. And we're going to punch up. Where's my blankie? Oh my God! Oh, I knew it. I knew something was.
Leather just
No,
wasn't there.
no, well.
Canvas wasn't doing it.
Oh, I'm going to lose that a little bit in there. I'm going to lose that color. And we're going to just touch an edge in here, folks. It's a nice edge. I like to punch up when we turn form. I like it dark. You can always take it out. You can always get rid of it easily, but you don't want to have to paint into it again. All right, let's go. I can't stress the importance of remembering your mixture. Because if you do it, looks like you know what you're doing. That's all. Just bluff. Looks like you know stuff. All right, so that's that. And that is, we built. Now what I'm going to do, and it's not in the drawing, but I really want to do this because it gives charm and it gives you your whites really work. I'm going to give a little more overhang than it's in the drawing. It's in the painting. And I want to get a nice cast shadow, and I'm going to make that even darker. If we do this well, if we pull this little guy off, this painting right here, no one cares about. If you get this going well.
That's the inside of the eave.
Yeah. And I forgot one thing, and we will do that immediately. Just put this little guy in here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to give him a nice color base because I'm in the mood. All right. Taking off of this, the tab. There we go. Okay, now let's keep going. It's fun and games. Okay, I'm going to just mix a color. Larry, you can see here if you want. I'm going to look for this color. What we do, whenever we have a color that's like this, you can't do it here, but what you do is you get real close and just start to look down, you know, and you'll see when you get rid of all the just ambient light, you'll get the color. So what I do, I mix that color. I'm going to mix it here. It's a sienna.
The sunlit.
Yeah, it's a sienna. Then I'm just going to progressively add my blues and a little more aggressivity. And again, I'm going to move that through space too. I can hardly wait. So, all right. Okay, so let's go. Okay, let's do this. But you see the importance of color going through? It just makes it so much more interesting. Okay, I'm going to keep my blues down here. Yeah, I want a nice color mass. Nice color mass here. And we're going to introduce our sienna. I'm going to keep this in.
Which blue did you use with the sienna?
Ultramarine blue.
It was.
Yeah. And I'm going to just punch it up a little bit, okay? Because we can. All right, now as I go towards the sun, we're going to get a little more color in here.
Okay, chimney.
And we'll get the chimney.
I often do. I paint right over the chimney.
Now this may be even too, it has to go darker, sorry. So let's just do it, and do it now, please, before it dries. Well, I can come in and do another coat on this color if I want. Now remember, I wanted to keep this little form on a vertical and then the horizontal. We talked about that. Okay, now, all right, now I'm going to inverse this. I'm going to go to my blues. And optically, this actually is what happens generally. You, where the light comes together, it generally creates a darker image. And that's how we get a beautiful cast shadow. And I'm going to keep it simple. Simple, simple, simple. Always thinking about color, always thinking about color. Bring this guy down, and this is my tree form. And my tree form, there we go. I wanted to get that nice, I'm going to put a little edge in here. All right, okay. Oh, my tree in there. Remember we talked, we want to get a nice light right on top of that little tree. So I'm going to keep that nice and light. All right, so let's get a nice pure color. And we will do our chimney color too, which is going to be like this. And I want to bring that line right from here over. I made the chimney higher because I just love high chimneys. And I'll put it, da da da, da da da. Da-da-da. Let's see, let's point this down a little more. All right. Okay, so we inverse the color here, okay? I'm going to, let's just finish all these guys while we're at it. What you want to do when we're done is what kind of an overall effect does it have, you know? There we go. Whitest white, darkest dark. There's our pattern, and now I'm going to finish the chimney. Same color essentially. Again, I'm going to start up here. Your darkest dark is right where the cast shadow is. I don't know if that's dry or not. Let's do this one. I don't want it too dark though. This has an interesting form. It goes like this. All right, let's just throw a little bit of color in there just for the heck of it. Wouldn't that be fun? Wouldn't that be fun? Just to differentiate a little bit. No, that's not going to work. We can always come back and play with that. All right, we're almost done with this little guillermo. This may not be too bad with considering the green is going to be around it. I want to get this little guy going here. I like that. I like the change of pace there. All right, that's good. Now let's put our greens in there. And we'll do our thing. You guys want a break? Are you in the mood for a break? No? No?
Do you want a break?
Yeah, you know, it's always the same that does all the work here. It's not fair.
Because honestly,
fair.
if anybody needs a break, it's you.
No, I mean...
This
just,
is very hard work.
Who's making all that noise back there?
Larry's.
Is that Lawrence of Arabia?
That's Lawrence.
Larry too.
Oh, that's cute.
Oh.
That's cute. Larry,
I hate it when that
stop it.
Get
Things
light.
went well. Look what you did.
Oh, man.
I did that.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing I
want
do.
some
all
clean
the
water?
time.
me, it was the other Larry.
Steve, do you want some clean water?
Yeah,
right, let's be
maybe
clear.
we're gonna have to. Oh God, this is
graphite off
gonna
the-
be so cool. We got this on film, right, Larry?
Yeah.
You're so good to correct this.
So you had a gloss ultramarine somewhere?
Yeah, it was on my hand.
Damn. But how did it get on your hand?
Larry,
Larry put it there.
No, when he comes, he just,
Started it.
Disrupted everything.
It's like getting wine off the rug.
Now we're
The
gonna
white
find out
rug.
what creativeness will
yeah.
work around that.
I think it's time to crop.
Creative cropping.
That's the way I solve my problem.
Right, creative cropping.
Yeah. And my,
long,
my
thin
little tree is getting, I don't want to scrub it too much because it's going to affect the water, so that's
Right.
about the best we can do. Okay, let's try this again, shall we? I'm going to make the transition color right here, and then we'll go to our blues because it's going to be predominantly a blue statement here. I'll give it a tree form. Let's just give it a tree form while we're at it. Voila. It'll come up to here. Now we've made our transition. And that's going to activate all the colors around it. And I will come in here later. I will do that. That's what we're going to do now. I'm going to start to generate, put it in form. Okay. Get scales. You guys keep in mind your scale. These are big blobs up here. They were getting a little smaller here, okay? All right, let's go. Let's keep going. Let's just keep it. I'm gonna get my base green just to build form. I would like to have a color on that guy, and he's not there. So let's do it. I'm gonna do it. It's the phenomenon of whatever. Oh, you see that shadow coming through? There's a shadow on there. That's a no-no. That is no good. Because we don't get that dynamics that we should. I'm going to put a top on this form too. And I'm going to put a top on this form. Voila. That was my yellow. I go in with my base color, my sap green or olive green, to build the second value. I'm going to just prepare this. I'm going to come in there. Let's see. Okay. Now what I have to do is be aware of the form I want to create here. Can't be just anything. Now I come with my sap green and my ultramarine to do my shadow area.
So you went from lemon to sap to
Yes,
ultramarine?
yes. So this has a beautiful edge to it. I'm going to hit that edge right here. Okay, there's an edge. And I'm going to, voila, and I want to find my form here. And I'm going to turn the form right through here. See, I'm going to come up here. The reason I'm talking out loud and everything, there's, just so you know, there's almost everything has to be thought out. Now I'm going to throw us a shadow for this form right now. I'm going to give it a nice linear
For the house.
for the house. And I'm going to play up in here.
So it's casting shade on the bush.
Now we'll do it like this. And I'll probably, I'll let that be for the time being. Trying to concentrate over here, Larry.
What did I do?
Jesus, what I put up with. Unbelievable. Comes all the way from Canandaigua just to bug me. Okay? So here, I'm gonna get a nice shadow. Nice. I don't like that form. I'm gonna pull it. That's my form I want. How can I teach when he's making noise like that? Thank God I don't complain. All right,
Can we
that
go
could
break his
be,
knees?
that could be. Now, let's let that be. I think I'm gonna throw in a little bit of yellow just to shake it up. And what I really wanna stress here is, we need to have a complementary color in our greens. And I'm gonna throw it in right now. And you do that no matter what, doesn't matter where you are, you're gonna do it. That's what makes green green. It's the
And
earth.
that's this, your sienna.
It's the earth that is under there. And that's how you make this thing flip, okay? All right, oh boy. Now that's out. So we've done our, oh, you know what? I did this on purpose. So I could go around the corner. Just makes a pleasing form. It just goes in, it goes back, and it comes forward, and it's kind of cool. All right, so we're moving right along. There may be a color change in here. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. So let's do our major painting here. Get a little trickier. I'm going to put my ground form in before I do anything else. So let's go. So when we do this stuff like this little gizmo here, you got to take it from there because you see that color is the same. That's the same. What I like to do is I like to find a color that has a variance. So here we have more of a tan. Okay. So, and I'm going to move through space. I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to my purples. And I'm going to drop this purple in. I'm going to do it right now. And let's go.
So this is the road leading you into the.
Yeah, and see the color mass has changed, right?
Yeah.
We got that, right? All right, now we're just going to drop this guy in.
You want to squeeze your brush?
Yep.
Okay.
Just let me mix enough so that I get that going. Okay, the mixture, we know what it is now. We had our yellow, our burnt sienna, a touch of green, and we go to our mauve, our purple, and that's our color, okay? I'm gonna go a little bluer. It's a little bluer, I'm in the mood. Yeah, no, a little more. Oh, Jesus, who did that? Oh, you know what, that could work though. That could work. Let's just go for it. Okay, I'm gonna get this on a horizontal. There we go. It didn't work? Didn't work?
No, I couldn't see around your hands. I might have to try it from the other side
I
sometime.
think you got it.
You know what, doesn't matter because this will be fine. It'll work just like, I'm gonna take it through here. Da-da-da-da-da. I'll just take that down. You see when I do this, because I know there's going to be grass there, just take it out. Just take it out. Soften it up. Just soften it up. So you don't want it to overpower. All right, so that's an important little lesson, you guys, to get a color mass that changes visually.
Now you've got that color on this side. Do you want to throw it on the other side?
No, there's
too,
enough
or
going
no?
on. No, there's enough
Okay.
going on over there. There's enough. All right, now I got to do my trees. All my these plants. Right. I'm going to do here, and then I'm going to stop. Okay? So we know. I don't want you to get all excited. Particularly you, big boy.
I know.
So let's push our blues in here now. All right, cool. I have to find the color I want and then the degree of, oh. All right, so it's this big deal about nothing here, but I want to feel a certain color. And I want to be one with that color. And let's
We
go.
all want that.
Excuse me? Excuse me?
I said, I think we all want that. To feel a certain color and be
Yeah.
one with it.
Yeah, and you don't know, you just go for it, I'm gonna get into my greens and I'll get a token. Kind of like that. I think I'm gonna leave that just a little like this. And I will come back into that later. What I do want to do, I'm going to anchor this. This is important. We're going to anchor it. We're going to anchor it to the water.
Mhm.
Right? Let's do it. All right, so let's break. I'm going to trace all of this. And
So anchoring it to the water, you just dabbed a little bit of darker
just
ultramarine
darker, yeah, just have a darker passage.
with this.
All right, another little thing, which is kind of fun, is this. Just do it like that. I like this little linear things down there. What can I say? Yeah. That's it. Now, that's it, folks. You guys want to? Okay. All right. So you see what I'm doing? Just you're getting the basic forms. When you do your transfer, you go. It's like a mirror. This is where you do your. Wait a minute. I'm gonna have to draw this in too. Sorry, I forgot. I'm gonna turn it over. And we're gonna come up to this line.
What line?
This line right here. You see, that's your horizon. That's your baseline. Now that's for this. That's for. This is how much. Now there's one thing that's really interesting about water. Sometimes it will, because of the ripple, it'll pull your imagery. It'll pull it. Look at this. This where's the photo. It'll elongate it. It doesn't make sense, but it does.
Yeah.
There's nothing makes sense. I don't know what I did
Is
with
it under your
the
pad?
painting. Is it under? Might be. Yeah. No.
Hiding.
Yeah. This. Well, actually, this is. So this goes up to here. Now that is exactly the size, but it has been pulled. You see, it has been pulled. So we can do that if you want. And sometimes, if it works, you do it. And no one knows. You're not going to tell anyone. I'm not going to tell anyone. But I kind of I like this better because I see a nice white here. Okay? And we pulled everything over. Remember, we pulled everything over so we could have this. Remember when we designed? Okey doke.
We
So,
did,
excuse me?
we did that together.
Yeah, but it's so we know, okay? All right, so that's that. I'm gonna just do this. I hope it's transferring, it is.
What you're not getting though is this, the window.
I can
In
put that in later.
Now, you're just pressing harder so that there's,
It transfers.
Okay, it's there,
Okay.
it's there. I could have put a little more.
Lead down.
Yeah, that should do it right there. Now,
You're gonna do
normally.
your bushes or?
Yeah, but normally trees, because they're back farther, they aren't as aggressive. They're about like this. Okay, let me draw this in quickly.
Or trees, not bushes.
That's a very cool way of doing it.
Can you believe I didn't do this? Oh, da 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 da. Tree form. This is the building. Da 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 da. Yeah, that's that. Let's see. You know what I forgot? Darn. But please, would you keep this in mind when you're doing something like this? I don't know anyone who's capable of just knocking it out and finding exactly. And you're going to save yourself so much time. I may put that in if I can get a nice little piece of color. All right, that's that. Okay, so we're cool. Now I wanna. Just go like this now. I'm gonna take it down a little closer. All right, now we can go.
You might have to pull a tree into your booth.
That could be a blue.
Yeah, that's my problem. I don't know who did that.
That was Larry. The other Larry.
Excuse me. I don't want him to think he's welcome. So, another problem, I want to keep this in here, I'm going to keep this in here, keep this in here. Let's see, I'll keep this one in here, keep this one in here. All
There's
right.
almost an ethereal feel, which, when you start staring at the reflection.
Yeah. All right, so let's go. This is fun and games. I may have to put a tree in here just to get my, to frame up. I think I'm gonna have to.
Or cloud?
Excuse me?
Cloud? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't
Deep
think
those are.
I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to have to see what I'm going to do here. I just may pull a tree form through here. That's a little too big. Okay. Someone want to do this now? Anyone volunteer? Larry,
finish your
Larry,
painting.
do you want to heat this water? Okay, now I'm going to do as much as I can wet,
So now we're
which is,
working the
we got,
water.
what happened? What is this stuff?
You still have it? Is it
All right,
on,
let's
is
get
it
a,
on your hand?
let's get a battle plan. Let's get a
Is it
battle-
watercolor?
I don't know what that is.
If it's oil, you're out of luck.
It's chocolate from the thing.
Okay, we're gonna get going. So water usually has a greener tint to it, and it's deeper, in particular these ponds, you know, my pond is always kind of brown, brown green, because all the koi, they go in the mud. It's not all that attractive, but it does reflect the sky. So you have the brown with the sky, and it's kind of cool. All right, let's go. All right, I'll start. So, battle plan A. Let's get the sky in here. Nice bunch of color. I'll go over here, pick that up. It's the Antwerp blue. And I want
was
to come
that blue?
over here.
Oh, and
I gotta get enough. Just a minute. I'm sorry. I gotta get enough paint.
what was the green you used? Sap?
Excuse me?
Was the green you used?
Yeah, the Antwerp blue. It has it's a. You see, it has a nice kind of a transition. It's like a turquoise,
Right.
so you can use that. It's a nice transition color.
You're gonna squeeze that into the,
Not yet. No. I'm going to have to paint the whole thing in one go. I don't know what's going to happen here.
Oh, yes, sir.
Oh,
What are you thinking?
What would you do without us? You'd be painting here all by yourself.
let's see what other color I want to get. I want to get my earth color going too, just for the heck of it.
A lot of pink in there in the clouds.
Excuse me?
It's kind of fun. The pink in here.
Yeah, that's what we want to
I
do.
like that.
I'll just pull that up. All right. Oopla, look at that, it's going over. All right, Larry, I'm not gonna drop, I'm gonna get it going. Now I'm gonna drop. Just a minute. And we're going to let it go over here.
I think we're gonna have to turn that into.
Let's get a nice movement in
Yeah,
space.
great big fish in there.
This is what makes water right here. It's too bad. How am I gonna use that blue? Boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh, let's see what we can do. I'm gonna drop some paint there if you wanna enjoy it.
We keep trying to catch us. Yeah.
Nicely done. Oh, my goodness.
Beautiful.
He's done his. Beautiful. Yeah.
Okay.
Deep part in the pond.
Yeah, so we'll find our way. Just don't tell anyone. That, you know, if you just bluff it, they'll say, oh, yeah, I threw that blue in there. It wasn't easy. I did it.
I really think I had.
No, it really wasn't easy.
All right, I'm gonna let this be. Then I'm gonna let it pull, and then I'm gonna paint. Gonna have to pull a little more. Now this is timing, right? This I can't help you with this other than to say, good luck. Was that beautiful blue? We'll go for that.
Much beautiful.
I hope I get it here. No, blur. Oh, that the ultramarine blue is so dense that sometimes if you don't mix it enough, it leaves these little traces. Should know better. All right, now we're going to do our tree. Let's go. We know what we're doing here. A little bit of green, a little bit of. Is that him making noise again? I think so.
No, it's an hour.
What happened here? I had this.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want more color. I don't know why I'm not getting it. Whose fault is that?
I'll take it.
Why isn't, oh, I get the, I think I got the wrong thing here. That's funny. Should be right here. Why isn't that showing up? Where's, did someone, can you show me my tracing? Someone have a tracing somewhere? I think, yeah, here.
The other way around.
Let's move the photograph out from underneath so you can see. Yes, no?
I think your tracing's 180
Yep.
this way.
It's 180.
That way.
Turn the light over me.
Oh, I see it, it's lower, that's the thing, it is lower, we did it right here. See, this guy is now starting to pull, oh, yeah. Okay, just let it go, and keep that in here. And I'm gonna do the trees behind. Has a nice kind of a Just gonna try to quiet this down here. And I'll come back in later and get some of that light out of there. Alright, should just about do it. I want a nice pink over here. I'm going to leave that like that, and when I'm going to dry it, I'm going to come back in and I'll start to do some more aggressive. You know what I'd like though? I went too deep, too quick here. That's the way it goes. Okay, well, boom, 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 boom. Just because of that, I went too dark. It's too bad. Well, let's break now because I'm going nuts.